How's it going, YouTube? We are back, and this time we are doing our post-May power rankings. It's June 2nd, I believe. So we are a day late, but it's okay. Our best last 10, so some of the hottest teams in baseball right now. The Cubs and Rays at 8-2. Both of these teams have been playing incredibly well, especially the Rays of late. The Cubs are heating up themselves, and it's creating a lot of competition in both those divisions. The worst last 10, we have the 1-9 Orioles, and they are on the struggle bus right now to be certain. They do have some bright spots still going this year. Obviously, John Means threw the no-hitter, and they have Trey Mancini, who came back from his battle with cancer, and he's hitting the ball really, really well. So they have some bright spots, but they weren't a team that we were expecting to compete anyway. So seeing them at 1-9 is nothing to be surprised about. The longest winning streak right now is only 3. A lot of teams are playing back and forth. And the longest winning streak is only 3. We have the Royals and the Astros with a 3-game win streak. The longest losing streak right now is 7 with the Rangers, who are also on the struggle bus. And they also are a team that we weren't expecting to be too good this year either. So let's get started. Number 15. This team drops from 5 spots from my last one. The Brewers. I had them at 10 last month. They are not playing particularly good baseball right now. Their offense is still struggling, and their pitching hasn't been as good as it was before, except for Brandon Woodruff, who was balling out. Corbin Burns is still pitching pretty well, but definitely not as dominant as he was in that first month. And we have a new team that enters the list here at number 14, the Cleveland Indians. I probably wouldn't have had them on here except for the fact that the way I base this is on the MLB's top 15 power rankings, and then I rearrange them as I see fit. So the Indians make it at 14. They're also in a pretty competitive division that seems to be going the White Sox way, but it's still early in the year. There's a lot of time. The All-Star break hasn't happened yet, and when the dog days of summer come, a lot of teams struggle for sure. Now we have number 13 dropping 1 spot since last month, the A's, holding on to that divisional lead. I think it's only a matter of time before Houston takes it, the way Houston's been playing. And Houston is also on this list, and they are in a much higher position than the A's are. Number 12, we have a Cardinals team. Cardinals team that just beat the Dodgers last night, but dropped 5 spots over the month of May. And, they've been playing back and forth, and the loss to Jack Flaherty 2 days ago really hurts them. But they have a pretty decent lineup, and they have Arenado and Goldschmidt. Tyler O'Neill's been crushing the baseball lately. So there's a lot of bright spots on their team. They didn't have a very good month of May on my list, but they're still competitive. They're still towards the top of that division. But they need to start playing better ball. Obviously, a win yesterday for them really helps out, but obviously I hope the Dodgers win today, beat the series, and with the Padres struggling of late, I would like to see the Dodgers go on a little run here. Number 11, we have the Mets, who move up 2 spots. They're a weird team, man. They are a really, really weird team. The people that you were expecting to perform like Lindor aren't, but they have DeGrom, and DeGrom is, the best pitcher in the world, and he's going to perform no matter what, coming off an injury. In his rehab start in AAA, the guy was down there throwing 102. Those kids were probably, upset that, you're trying to make a name for yourself down there in AAA, maybe get a call-up, and then you have the best pitcher in the world come down and throw you 102. That's just unfair. But Lindor struggled. Pete Alonso's been hurt, but he came back and hit a bomb. So they do have a pretty good chance to win that division. I believe they are in first right now. That division is not good this year. So they have a pretty good chance to win that division for sure. And at number 10, we have the Yankees. Drop 2 spots. I believe they're 3rd in the division right now, but they haven't been playing spectacular baseball. I think that the they're kind of lucky to even be in that 10th spot. I think that the Blue Jays are playing better ball, that are in 4th place, and obviously the Red Sox are in 2nd. I think they're playing better baseball as well. It's a matter of time before those numbers correct themselves, and right now the Yankees are, I think the Yankees, if they continue on this pattern, the Yankees will be 4th in that division, and obviously that's a lot of a payroll and a lot of money spent to end up in 4th place. So they really got to figure it out. Garrett Cole's performing, but other than that, they don't really have anyone. Kluber goes down. He's done for a couple months at least, and it's all bad over there right now for them. And now we have another team that cracks the list that wasn't on here before. The Cubs. One of the hottest teams in baseball right now, along with the Rays. Won 8 out of their last 10. They're playing really good baseball. They're beating teams that need to beat to be competitive in their division. I believe they are first right now. I believe they swept Milwaukee, which is important for them. I know they took 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals, maybe the other way around. But Javi Baez is hitting, and Chris Bryant is putting up an MVP caliber season. They're getting offense from up and down their lineup. And if you want to have a team that cracks the top 10 like they did, you need to be able to have those guys perform. And they're getting that kind of performance. I mean, their pitching could be a little bit better. I know Kyle Hendricks has struggled, and they have a lot of guys that in that rotation who are not particularly mainstays. Adbert Alzolay has been performing pretty well for them. So if he can continue that and they get some better production, as I drop my marker, from their other starters, I think they can move themselves into the top 8, top 7. We don't know how far. We don't know what their potential is yet. Number 8 team. Definitely not playing as good as they were last month. The Red Sox, still good for 2nd in their division. They drop 2 spots on my list, but I believe everybody in that division on my list has dropped spots other than the Rays. The Red Sox have been struggling a little bit. They're playing decent baseball, they're not the Orioles, they're not the Rangers, they're not dropping games like that, but they aren't as hot as they were, which is, reasonable. It's definitely reasonable. You're not gonna win 9 out of every 10 games. It just doesn't work that way in this league. The players are too good. The teams, every pitcher has a bad day every once in a while, and every hitter goes through slumps. And right now they're in a little bit of a rut, but not too bad. I believe they're 6-4, so that's not horrible. And they can get hot real quick and move to the top of that division. And the Rays could get cold real quick and drop down. So the Red Sox are in a spot that I think this is where you would want to be sometime in the start of June. It's hard to maintain a lead all the way through the year from the end of the end of March to the beginning of October. It's hard to hold the lead for that long, so I think they're in a good spot right now. I'm not. If I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm not worrying about that. At number 7, we have the Blue Jays. The team that is 4th in their division, but has some of the best run differential numbers, and being the 2nd highest team in my power rankings. I think those numbers always correct themselves. The teams with the better run differentials always end up in the right place. I believe they're 2nd in the division in run differential, which is why they're number 7 and not where the Rays are. But they score runs. They need some better pitching. But even with their struggles on the mound, their run differential is still really good. So everything always corrects itself. Vladdy's playing like an MVP. Teoscar Hernandez is hitting the ball well. They just need Lourdes Gurriel, and they need Bo to really turn it up a little bit, and as well as Kevin Biggio, and they could be a seriously scary team, especially in the American League East, where everything's super dense, and one series can swing it either way for sure. Blue Jays, we have the Astros. They're dropping 4 spots. They had them number 2 last month, but they are number 6 here. They split a series with the Dodgers. Glad to see that Kershaw went over there and just absolutely dominated. Didn't get a single swing and miss in that Game 5 of the World Series, and the first strikeout he got was looking at a K. So, coincidence? Obviously, it's not. But they're still probably the best team in that division. I know they're in 2nd right now, but the A's are not particularly playing amazing baseball. They've had clutch hits, especially from Matt Olson, but the Astros have been really the team that has played consistently and played the better games. They just lose by a lot and then they win by a lot. You know, those things don't, when you're playing baseball like that, it doesn't really work, but expect them to turn it around. They're hurt, they have a lot of injuries. Urquidy comes back, he shut it down yesterday. Kyle Tucker has been balling out, and Altuve's been pretty good. Bregman's been good. Yulieski Gurriel's been good. So I expect them to get to the front of that division relatively soon. And then making the biggest jump for me from last month is Tampa Bay. They go from 14th to 5. They've played exceptional baseball. Extremely hot team right now. Everybody's chipping in. Everybody's playing well. They've had Rich Hill has been like a monster for them over there. Good for Rich Hill. Glasnow's obviously been a potential Cy Young pitcher. They've had some really, really good performances and great defense from Rosarena. You know, they're getting it all the way around on that team, and they're in the right spot right now. They're in first. They continue playing this way. There's no doubt that they can win that division for sure. Obviously, it's a competitive division, but right now they're playing good baseball. I didn't think they would be playing this well, so they're surprising me. Number 4, and a team that stays right where I had them last month, the Giants. They are first in the National League West right now. Let me just put it there. They're first in the National League West, I believe by either a half game or 1.5 games to the Padres. The Dodgers are 2.5 games back. But every single team lost yesterday. The Padres have lost 3 straight. So nobody's really building a lead. Nobody's making up ground. We're kind of just in purgatory over there in that NL West. But the Giants are playing decent baseball. Surprising. Still surprised. But the dog days of summer are coming, and that roster isn't. It doesn't look like a mainstay to be in that the top 5 right here. But that's just me. You know, as non-biased as possible. As I look at them on paper and I say they're winning games now, but in the summer, when the baseballs start to fly a little better, you know, the Padres and the Dodgers have so much firepower. Are they going to be able to keep up? My answer is no, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. Nothing can be said until the games are played. Number 3, dropping 2 spots. The Dodgers. 3rd in the division right now. They had that terrible scare where they lost like 15 to 17 games. Then they went like 11-2 or whatever, and now they're, you know, like 5-5 in their last 10. They're being really streaky right now. We get Bellinger back. He's not playing as good as we were hoping he'd play. Lux has been an absolute baller. Bauer's playing good. Kershaw's been streaky. Buehler's been okay. Urias has been okay. They're going to sync it up. You know, if you're, like I said, as non-biased as possible, I know I'm a Dodgers fan, but they're going to sync it up. World Series champs. They have it on paper. I know we're hurt. A lot of guys are missing. But they're too good on paper. They are too good on paper. When they get Seager back in a couple weeks or a month or whatever it is, you know, you move Lux back to second, and all of a sudden that lineup is super deep again. And it is still deep with Chris Taylor and Lux performing as good as they do in the bottom of the lineup. AJ Pollock's in AAA right now. He's hitting bombs over there. So, you know, reinforcements are arriving for them. The bullpen's getting stronger and healthier. I expect the Dodgers to jump up to that number 1 spot in the division, as well as number 1 spot in the power rankings. Number 2, moving up 1 spot, the White Sox. And they seem to be a pretty special team this year. I mean, Tim Anderson's, you know, contact hitter, as he always is. Liam Hendricks just won reliever of the month. Yerman Mercedes could be rookie of the year. You know, they've got a lot of good guys, and they're still hurt. You know, no Luis Robert, no Eloy Jimenez. You know, they're missing players, and they're still playing great. Nick Madrigal's been a nice little rookie addition for them. You know, there's a lot of, you know, they're still hurt. So I don't really know what the potential is for them. Are they going to be better when those 2 guys come back? Are they going to be worse? You know, are they going to struggle trying to get back into the swing of things? We don't know, but, you know, that White Sox team looks like they could be pretty dangerous. And I'm happy for them because I really like them. I like a lot of their players. I liked Tony La Russa as a Cardinals manager, but he seems a little bit too old to be managing such a young and energetic team, and he plays everything by the book, and they want to have fun, and it's just the whole thing that happened with him saying it's okay for them to throw behind Yerman after he homered on a 3-0 count on a position player. Just don't throw position players if you're upset about people hitting bombs. And then another team with a pretty large jump, and the king of the MLB right now, the San Diego Padres, much deserved. They're playing great baseball, and they're a deep team as well. They haven't dealt with as many injuries as the Dodgers, but they lost Tatis recently with a right oblique. I don't know how serious it is. I don't know if he's hit the IL yet, but oblique injuries tend to be ones that take a little bit of time to come back from. Luckily, it's not his left, because I think his left would be more of a problem for his swing, but he's hitting the baseball at an MVP caliber level, hitting for power, hitting for contact, stealing bases. He's really doing it all, and I know I've said I've had a lot of criticism for Fernando Tatis, the amount of hype he gets in the media, but right now he's owning up to it, and he's playing up to the potential that he can play up to, and I don't mind giving players credit when they deserve the credit. Right now he's playing like a beast. He's helping them win games. If Machado heats up, that team is filthy. That team is dangerous. So that's going to do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, comment who your king of the MLB is, and who I have in the wrong spots here. And I'll see you guys in the next month with another one of these videos.